Baby, you don't know what you do to me. Between me and you, I feel like chemistry. I won't let no one come and take your place. 'Cause the love you give, it can't be replaced. So no one else do. That's why I spend my life with
What
you.
up, though? I
What?
figure we go ahead and get us a little test run in because this is a good topic.
Mm,
This is a very good topic
okay.
about submission, being submissive to your person.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything you was saying, I was typing the whole time you was putting it out there. So it's crazy how definitely, I can understand from your perspective. But see, what a lot of men do is they have a struggle with their own pride because when it comes to submission, it has to do with the woman being able to submit to you and also you being willing to submit to your woman because at the same time, it balances out. There's sometimes we got to let you be in the front because it might be an area that we're weak in, and we can say, you know what, babe, boom, you got that. You gone. You can handle that, and I got your back. I'm gonna be behind you. And then there's gonna be some things where when you're weak at, and you say, you know what, that ain't my forte, babe. You got this. You handle that, but I'm right behind you. I don't know it all, but I know you strong in this. You know what to do. You it's whatever it is, and that's the reason why we have to be willing to submit. Because sometimes you got a lot of prideful men. That's just them. Sometimes they have that lion mentality, conquering defeat. Even if they don't know, they'll figure it out. And that's a bad trait to have because they think they're helping themselves, but really they fuck themselves up a whole lot when they don't even have to. They put themselves in predicaments that they don't know how to get themselves out of because they won't trust their woman. When sometimes all you got to do is really submit and say, you know what, babe, you got that. And you know what? You look stronger in the end because you're stronger when you can say, you know what, boom, I'm going to go and take the back seat. They got this. And guess what, though? You're not weak for that. You look stronger that way because you're in your mindset. It's all about a mindset. The same way, and I'm not trying to segue to another topic, but the same way when it comes to trusting your woman, when it's with the same way when it comes to a woman trusting her man, it's a mindset because if you know who you are as a person, you ain't and you are not and you're not intimidated by nobody or no one. You know that's your woman. You ain't got shit to worry about. She ain't going nowhere. She love me. Da, da, da. I'm not gonna segue too far, but that's what I'm saying. When it comes to submission, we gotta be willing to. How? It's easy. It's easy because all you have to do is trust your woman. That's where it starts. And trust comes from a connection. And if you don't have a connection with your woman, that's where it's fucked up because there's no connection. So therefore, you're not willing to submit because you don't trust your woman. So when it comes to submission, oh yeah, you got to be all the way in, but man, listen. You're stronger when you submit. Fellas, hear me out. You're stronger when you submit because I'm telling you, when it comes to them, let me put it this way. It's a beautiful thing to watch your woman flourish in her strength. Boy, like, bruh, you will be fucking proud. I don't even have one. I'm single, single. Let me just put that out there. But I'm just saying though, from experience though, I've learned some things over the years. I'm 43 years old, so I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing to watch a woman flourish in her strength. In the same way, when you see if you do have a woman in your life, how she is so proud when she sees her man flourishing in his strengths. But it's even better when you can submit and say, you know what, you got that, and it's vice versa. When y'all can switch roles, it's all about role playing. If you're gonna be in a relationship, you gotta do the work. So
Mhm.
when it comes to submission and all that, oh yeah, you gotta be all the way in. It's not 50-50, it's 100%. It's 100-100. Like you gotta do the work, and that's the problem. You have men and women not willing to. They want a relationship, but they not willing to do the work.
Yep.
So, all right, I digress. Go ahead.
Oh no, I agree with what you're saying. Like that's my thoughts on it as well. That's why I said people perceive submission as a bad thing, but it's really not a bad thing. That is actually a strength. You just have to, like you said, get past put your ego and your pride to the side, and just watch what happens. And it's going to be beneficial not only to her, not only to you, but to y'all's relationship. It's
Yeah,
not a
yeah.
bad thing at all, but for whatever reason that word is like it's a bad word, especially in the African American community. Like it's bad.
Whoa. That's a fact. And you know what? I see you down there, Grand Prix. You're right. Women do it too. Women have pride issues too. Sometimes they don't know it all. And sometimes they have a problem submitting to their man because you got to understand there's some women that they want to be the aggressive one and get things done. They don't, and for some reason they have that I don't need a man mentality, especially when you get those ones that haven't had a man in their life for a while and they had to do things by themselves and
Mhm.
they had to, then they have to turn around, get into a relationship, and they have to turn that loose. They have to submit, but they still have that strong part of them because that's what they know. Like, so that's where pride comes in. She has to be willing to submit. And sometimes it's vice versa. So it's definitely on the women and the men. We all deal with some area being prideful. And I'm telling you, it takes a lot of strength to submit because when it comes to that, it doesn't feel good. It's not comfortable.
Mhm.
It's foreign. It's kind of, you have never been in this place before, and it feels weird to say,
Mhm.
"All right, babe, I'm gonna let you go on and do that," because we're so used to doing everything. So we have to fall back and say, you know what, you got it. I'm gonna let you got this because I know you can do it. I know this is your forte. This is your strength, and being willing to submit to that and watch your woman do that and flourish in it, that should make you proud. Not like, damn, I gotta learn how to fuck. I gotta figure that. It just might not be for you. It's
Mhm.
just not your thing. And it's okay. Because as men, we beat ourselves up a lot because we fall short of certain things. But guess what? And I'm not trying to get religious, but that's just the way sometimes that's the way God intended it. So when your woman come along, she gonna make you stronger in that area. Not only that, if you allow her by submitting, she will teach you. Men don't like that word either, especially coming for they when it comes to their woman. Your woman teaching you something,
Mhm.
because a man is always trying to teach his woman. We sometimes have to be taught, and in order for that to happen, we got to be willing to unlearn to learn, because it's sometimes we have things that we were brought up with and we learned and picked up along the way, and we think it's right. But when you get with somebody else, it's the same way with dating different women. Like, men think, okay, since they treated their woman this way, that the next woman is gonna be that way. He can use the same method. Say,
Mhm.
no, you're dealing with a whole nother woman.
Yep.
So guess what? You're gonna have to submit. You're gonna have to unlearn to learn how to treat and love her, and vice versa. So I'm not trying to get deep with it. I'm just saying I it's a lot in me. So this kind of I fall back.
No,
I just
you
want
good. I agree with what you're saying, and okay, so Grand Prix, you saying nobody is always right, and that's true, but you have to be
facts.
open to knowing that okay, you're not always going to be right, and you have to be willing to accept when a woman has to be willing to accept a man correcting her, just like a man has to be willing to accept that the woman is going to correct you when you are wrong. Now, I'm not going to do it
Right.
when we're out in public. I will never do that in public because we're going to be united when we're out when we're in front of everybody else. But I'm going to
Hmm.
correct you when we're together. You have to be correct. We both have to be corrected because if you can't just go through life thinking that you right and you're never wrong.
Oh, you brought up something super important. Correction. A man and and women too. That's something special. Correction. What I've learned, I'm telling you, correction. When it comes to correction, when you have to correct your man, it's never publicly. It's never that.
Yeah.
She will have your back to the end and say, yeah, but you were a little wrong by that. But I'm gonna holler at you when we get to that. You know what I'm saying? Like we gonna holler. I'm gonna chop it up with you. But it's never on some public shit where it's like public embarrassment or nothing. She might try to say, "Nah, babe, you got to do it like this or this, that, and on a mild tip." But it ain't never to embarrass you. It's to say that's when you gotta say when she start doing that shit, you gotta say, "Okay, all right, man. I mean, if you know how to, you know what I'm saying, I can let you, you know what I'm saying, like."
Mhm.
That's how you win. But it's when no, you don't understand. Cause see, I thought it was and I think but you thinking and thought ain't that it's not thinking and thought. So sometimes you gotta fall back and let your woman or your man say, all right, let me chill. All right, you was since you not on some attitude shit, but it's on some submission. It's like cool, all right, bet. So you know, all right, woman, just chill. You gonna handle that. But
Mhm.
and it takes that. That's what makes a relationship strong. And a lot of our people have man. That's why you see so many arguments in public, and you be like, God, like man, come on. She telling you if you just listen, but he just going on and on, or your man trying to tell you so you ain't going off with this cashier, and we standing here trying to get this paperwork right, or we in this damn office trying to get this loan and you fucking up the whole situation. Like
Cause
you
you want to have
gotta
the
know
last word.
right. Exactly.
And
You
you can't,
gotta
and women can't do that. Like, we have to stop trying to have the last word and trying to be combative with men, especially when we are out in public, because it is a respect thing. You
yeah.
are disrespecting me, and you disrespecting me publicly now.
Right.
And that
There
is a
you go.
turn off.
Hmm. And it's crazy because so much of that could be prevented if people as a couple develop a safe word. I don't give a damn if it's caramel popcorn. I mean, just something that y'all can acknowledge to say, oh, oh, all right, all right, so it's on that. Okay, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna let my lady handle this, and I'm gonna just let me sit back, or I'm gonna let my man handle this. Y'all have a code word, something. It's all about communication when it comes to relationships. It's simple shit, but what couples do is they take and they maximize something that's minimal that it could have been prevented just from a little communication. Or if the man wasn't so prideful, if he just spent some time listening, because sometimes when a woman is talking, did you know she's not looking for an answer? Sometimes she's looking for you to just listen, or vice versa. Sometimes a man will do the same thing. He could be talking to you, and it's not for you to give a response because us as men, we make the same mistake. We listen to respond a lot, and that comes along with a lot. You're right, and it takes growth to employ those tools.
Yeah.
Okay, Yeah. Definitely. Definitely. I mean, but see, that's how we glean, us gleaning off each other and pouring into each other. This is how we grow. So it's never to beat nobody up. It's just things that I might have, and one thing I tell everybody, I don't got all the answers, but I say this: chew the meat and spit out the bones. Get what you need out of what it is that I'm releasing into the atmosphere. Just get what you need. So yeah.
Mhm.
So at the end of the day, like when it comes to relationship, just know y'all, we gotta do the work. We gotta do the work.
I agree. We definitely do. Look in there. It requires, relationships do require work. People feel like it doesn't, but it does. And you do have to, people, because I used to have this mindset where it's like, I'm attacking you, you attack me, now I'm gonna attack you, I gotta one up you, you didn't hurt my feelings, so now I gotta hit you 10 times below, I gotta really take it low so that you can really get a gut punch and you can feel how bad you hurt me. And that's not healthy at all. We should be going
Mm-mm.
after the problem, not each
Yeah.
other. But a lot of people are in these relationships and they're attacking each other and they feel like that's healthy, and that is what it is. And that's not, like, that's not healthy. That is not what it's supposed to be. You're supposed to go after the problem and come up with a solution. You're not supposed to personally attack each other. Like, no.
Right. Right. For sure. But yeah, man, I this is I live for this. I'm a heavy intellect. Um, I'm looking. I always like to jump on panels. I was saying maybe we should have an open panel for men and the women so we could get different point of views or perspectives. Um, it'll go up. I believe it will. All you gotta do is mute the people, mute who you don't want to talk, or if it get out of hand, you know what I'm saying, just allow the people to speak, because I'm telling you, it's a lot of growth that could come from that. Allowing them have a voice, to have their opinion, because that's one thing that's lacking. People don't can't use their voices nowadays. They want to shut us up. They want to keep us quiet. But they don't want us to give this information to our people. That's what's happening. Everybody's branching out and getting the information to the people, and we're making each other stronger that way. So, man, I'm all for it. I'm with it. I'm definitely with it.
I'm fine with that. I hope that women do participate. I found that when I come on live, I really don't get a lot of women on here because they're really not in agreement with me. I feel like a lot of women are very closed minded. And if I'm not bashing men, then they don't care about what I have to say, because we're now in a time where bashing men, especially black men, is okay. It's normalized. Like, if you're speaking anything outside of bashing a man, then it's like, I don't want to hear what you have to say. I don't want to discuss it. It holds no value to me, and that's the problem. But I'm definitely
Right.
open to I mean, when we go live on Thursday, like, that's fine. People can join in and they can talk. We just have to figure out a way to have it to where everybody's able to talk and get their, say what they have to say, and no one is over talking the next person.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
definitely open to having people on there. I just don't want people coming on and they taking the conversation to the left, because people can tend to do that as well. So it's like, reel it back in. Like,
Oh yeah, you're right, because they will go left field from the topic at hand, or the segue to something that ain't got nothing to do with what we talking about. So you right, you right. So yeah, back to the original. Probably just let one person up. Whoever wanna, if they wanna chime in, allow them to come up like one at a time to leave it open. So I
oh,
agree. All right, no panel, no panel. You right about that one. You got me on that one. I was like, you know what? You right about that. I'm ready
now,
for the panel. Look, he said the panel discussion. Oh Lord. Oh,
yeah, and that would be
over evaluation.
a real good one on what you bring to the table, because some people don't, like, I was on a clubhouse And the girl, they asked her, they said, well, what do you bring to the table? And she was like, I bring myself. And it's like, girl, what? What does that mean? You bring yourself? So
Right.
yeah,
That's it? Really? I'm not, and I say it respectfully. That's it's got to be more than that. That's surface.
exactly.
That's surface thinking because that's the problem with our generation now. They're surface thinkers, and they think everything on the surface. As long as a woman look good outside on the on the exterior, the everything popping on the outside, cool. You good with that. But when you get her home and you finally start to dig in to see what's really going on the inside, and you see all this ugly stuff, you disappointed because you were on the surface. You didn't even crack the surface. You got to go deeper than that. You got to see what's going on internally. And that's, oh man, that's a whole nother discussion right there. Oh my dang.
It is.
Ooh.
That's a good one to talk about too. Because some
Yeah.
people do not know what to bring to the table. And that's when you can tell like a person's mindset as well. When you ask them what do they bring to the table, and they like, well, I
Hmm.
bring money. Or I expect him to bring money. It's like that's not everything. Or I bring looks, or I can cook. What else can you provide besides that? A relationship requires so much more.
Right.
And people are jumping
Absolutely.
into these relationships and they're doing the bare minimum because they're also with people that are okay with the bare minimum because they don't know, neither one of them know what what all is required or needed, in a relationship.
Because they settled. That's exactly what it is. You have a lot of people settling for what's on the surface. As long as she look good, if she got a good job, she got a house, man, that stuff ain't nothing. What about obtaining assets? What about things that generate wealth? What about things that can produce success? Like it's more to just the surface stuff. And you got
Hmm.
to go deeper when it comes to your person. Ask them what's their five qualities. Ask them what can they tell you they five qualities. What five qualities do you possess? Like what can you bring what can make us stronger together? What can build us? Like it's
Hmm.
important stuff. What can grow us? Like it's people got to get off that surface because that's what's wrong now. Like you have a lot of women choosing the wrong men and a lot of men choosing the wrong women, and they're mad about it now. Stuck, stagnant, not moving, looking cray cray. So yeah, man,
And when I said
telling you.
I had an issue, when I said I don't want to be with anybody that's okay with being stagnant or that's okay with being comfortable. I had a guy, he was like, well, it's nothing wrong with being comfortable. I said, oh no, that's the end of this conversation because there is a huge issue with being comfortable. I want to be
Oh yeah,
want to be stretched. I don't want to be stagnant
stretch. There you
because
go.
then I'm
Yeah,
not growing. Growth hurts.
exactly.
It's going to
It
be,
don't feel good.
but it's worth it at
Hmm.
the end of the day.
And guess what? Most of all, it's uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. It's just like moving to a place you never been, and you the the places you used to go to, the little corner joints, you got your little bop shops, you got your hookups, your plugs around the corner. You got none of that. Get dropped right in the middle of nowhere and don't got none of that. That's when
Hmm.
it's uncomfortable because it forces you to grow.
Yeah.
It forces you to think outside of your comfort zone. That's when life really happens. When you're
Hmm.
pushed out of your comfort zone. But yeah, man, I love
It's
it.
It's just like when you go into the gym.
Oh
When you first,
yeah.
it's hard. You in all kind of pain, you sore, but guess what? You get to a point to where that little bit didn't it ain't nothing because look at how much progress you've made. Stretch me, make
Hmm.
me uncomfortable. I don't want to be with a man that is okay with being stagnant. He's not trying to grow. And that's why I spoke on this before. I said because I was asked, well, would you talk to somebody that worked in the fast food industry? And I stated that I would, because his finances has nothing to do with it. It's about his mentality. In the same breath of me saying that, how long is he going to stay in this particular industry, or is he going to stay at the starting level? Like, you need to at least be trying to
Right.
work your way up.
Elevate.
If you're not right, if you're not trying to elevate, then we don't have.
Right.
There's nothing that you can do for me, because I'm okay with you starting off there, but I need to know that you're trying to grow and you're trying to become something. You want to. This is not your end all. Like, no.
Hmm. That's crazy you brought that up because I'm being challenged like that right now. Like not like physically, not like in the present time, but I'll say spiritually because I feel that pull. Like, dang, even sometimes we get to a place where we think that it's like, yeah, we good right here. Yep, it's. But guess what, man? In my mind, I don't know about how nobody else think. I'm like, damn, it's gotta be more, bro. It's gotta be more. It's gotta be.
Mhm.
If I made it to right here, like, oh, damn, what else is around? What else is up there? Like, and you have to have that hunger and your desire. That's passion. That's your hunger. That's what drives you. That's your drive. And if you don't have that drive, you get to a place and you get stuck. That's why you see certain people, and I mean, I say this respectfully, because some people can get to a place and they be like, you know what, boom, I'm gonna ride it out, then I'm gonna retire and I'm good. Fine, cool. But guess what? That's a plan though. That's
Mhm.
still motion and it's still growth because you are strong enough in your mind to know, boom, I can work this thing up to the place, hear what I said, up to the place where I can go on and wow, I can sit down, we be in the Bahamas somewhere, and I got a whatever year plan or whatever. But it's still elevation because you're working towards that
Mhm.
goal. If it's financial stability, if it's financial freedom, it is what it could be one or the other. It's all about as long as you're elevating, or as long as you are what is that? Which is dumb as fuck. I'm lost on that one.
Oh, I'm talking about Chris. He said, what's sad is it'll be women working at Popeyes looking down on a man that works at Home Depot. And I said that's dumb as fuck.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. You lost me. I was like, uh-oh. But yeah, but that's what I'm talking about when it's as long as you're elevating, as long as you're in motion, that's what matters. But it's when you get stuck, when you get comfortable, like saying that shit right there. If you even and look, this is a perfect example. Even if your ass is at Popeyes, you should still be trying to work your way up the damn ladder. If you've been at Popeyes for 5 years, get your ass up in the management. You might as well, shit, you there, get up in general management, whatever. Because obviously you like being where you are. You might as well, you know everything. So you might as well get your own store. I mean, you should. I mean, man, I mean, I know you've been there for about 5, 6 years. We get that free Popeyes and shit. But look, you ever thought about being a manager? I mean, you can manage them and let them prepare the food. You can stay smelling like Dior every day and bring your ass home to me. Like, make it make sense. But see, a woman or a man, they gotta have that mindset. If they don't have that mindset, then they'll never grow. They'll be comfortable in that shit. You bringing your ass home smelling like getting in my car smelling like Popeyes every damn night. I'm gonna get frustrated. Like, damn, man, we've been in this motherfucker for 6 years. Like, you should be driving the company car home by now. Like something. That's all I'm trying to say, goddamn me. You should have a damn company plaque with your face on it. Because you are the oh my God, let's get into it. So just like the dude that retired from Burger King. Was that Burger King he retired from and they gave him that little knapsack and them little the little company cup and all that shit, and he was looking at them like, "What the fuck?" Like you. So where the fuck is my pension? Where the fuck is the big check? When my retirement check? Like what's what? You
Mm-hmm.
got to understand that's what can happen if you don't apply yourself. If you
Yeah.
don't say, you know what, let me set myself a plan, get your 401k together, get your retirement in place. If you gonna spend all that time at something like that, then you should be having a plan to get your ass out. Make it make sense. At least when you take that damn apron off and give them company shirts back and all that shit, then you should be getting, you know what I'm saying? All right, boom. How long? So how many weeks I gotta wait for my check? You know,
Yep.
something. Make it make sense. Have a retirement plan. And people don't do that shit. Even your life insurance, that shit go together with it. Your life insurance is intact with your retirement, in which people don't understand. And you, all y'all motherfuckers going to Walmart every damn day, every damn night working. You have a retirement plan that you can set yourself up with. If you gonna do that and give them all your years of working, then why not get something out of it? Make it make sense.
Mm-hmm. Now you said
That's
everybody
all I'm
has
saying.
to move up. My thing is this: like, if you are, let's say, okay, you working at McDonald's, okay, that's fine. I give you a chance. But like I said, are you trying to elevate? Are you like, okay, well, I'm at least I have this right now, but I'm trying to get into. I'm working on being an entrepreneur. I know everybody doesn't want to be an entrepreneur, which is completely fine. But
Right,
are you trying to actually grow as a person, or are you okay with just being a janitor all your life? I
right.
we're not old. I can understand if you was old and that's you just trying to do that to pass time, but I'm still young, so I don't want to be with a man that is okay with being at the bottom of the barrel all his life, and then you feel like I can't follow you because I'm trying. I'm not
Right. There you
different
go.
areas. I'm I'm an entrepreneur. I'm trying to expand and I'm trying to build a legacy. You know, so my kids are going to be taken care of, and my kids will be taken care of. But we can't do that if you want to stay stuck flipping burgers for the rest of your life.
Whew.
That's not going to work.
Right, right. That's right. You got to stretch yourself. Like, and I know people say, you know, I'm only, I mean, I can't, I don't, and you know what they always say, I don't know nothing else. I can't do nothing. You man, there ain't nothing in this world. Our people, and I ain't speaking for nobody else, and I say this respectfully. There's nothing else. There is nothing in this world that our people cannot do. Why? Because we learn so fucking fast. Oh my God. Like, bruh. Like, I promise you, we are fast learners. And y'all know if there's a hustle, there's a bop, there's a you know, little 1, 2 we can get into and come up on some grip, we gonna figure it out.
Yo.
So don't tell me what you can't do because that shit ain't true when it come to our people. I'm only speaking about our directing this to our people. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Because if all they got to do is show us how to do something. And the more we do it, we going to lock in and guess what? When we lock in and we get it, when we got it, it ain't going nowhere. When we
Nope.
got it, we got it. Trust me. We'll trip over, we'll mess up, we'll do all that. But if we stick with it, trust me, it's just like real estate class. It's just like being a phlebotomist. It's just like being a nurse. It's just like going to study, going to school. Anything that you gotta go learn, even if you're a hairdresser, even if you had to go learn how to damn, what else? Give me some stuff. But you know what I'm talking about. That's
Mhm.
what I'm referring to. There's nothing that y'all can't learn that y'all cannot do. There's nothing in this world that y'all can't do. Like I'm watching somebody up at the port right now, and it's a black man. I'm proud. I don't know the brothers. I don't know them, but they all the way up in the air at this port, pulling them trailers up and putting them on big ass ships. I'm like, oh my god. But guess what? It took them being bold enough to say, you know what, I'm gonna stand right over this water on this port on this damn platform, thousands of feet in the air, and I'm gonna do this. You had to be
Mhm.
bold enough, and guess what? We don't possess fear. Fear is implanted into us. Fear, we were never born as children, as babies. We were never born with fear. fear was implanted into us some kind of way.
Mm,
So that's why I say, that's why you see those men up on those cranes. That's why you see the people on these skyscrapers building and all this stuff, because they don't have any fear. And you can't have any fear when it comes to elevation,
mm,
because elevation, I ain't gonna lie, it's intimidating. It's all that. It's everything. It's just like standing on a mountain and you have to jump to survive. Are you gonna
mm,
jump to survive? I'm a jump, baby. I'm a jump. If I know it's some water down there that's gonna catch me, as long as ain't no sharks and no whales gonna swallow me when I jump, I'm a jump.
yep.
If I gotta walk on water like Jesus, I'm a walk. But I ain't gonna get deep and start preaching. I'm just saying though, we gotta have that type of mentality, because there ain't nothing y'all can't learn. So don't let that be an excuse. That's an excuse. And women, as you continue to propel your men and help them grow them into elevation, and the same thing with men, because they women do the same. The women do the same thing. Sometimes they're intimidated by what they don't know. Men too, we're intimidated by what we don't know.
Mhm.
It's crazy how certain stuff that seems so hard, once you get in there and start doing it,
Yeah.
man,
It's the fear of the
it's amazing.
yo. And
Right,
the
exactly,
is that
because
they be
what
like, I'm scared of this, I'm scared of that. I'm like, they were like, because I don't know how. But I'm like, at one point, you ain't know how to walk, you ain't know how to talk, but look at you now. I can't get you to shut.
yeah,
All you got to do is get in there, and like you said, we are very, as a race, we are extremely talented. Like I'm talking about, when
hell
you look
yeah,
at people in prison, you like, if you would have applied this right here when you was out in the free world, you could be
hmm,
somebody. Like we
yeah,
are
yep,
extremely talented. We have to stop suppressing ourselves and show our talents. If you an artist, draw. Put that stuff out there. You can
yeah,
do it, and people gonna buy your stuff. People gonna watch you, even if you go on TikTok and you just show yourself drawing. That's gonna draw people in, because people they like that creativity. Like, don't we
facts.
can't limit ourselves. There
You
are no
can't, and
limits.
that's exactly. And we tend to do that. We limit ourselves from whatever society tells us, from whatever. Uh, and I'm sorry, our family told us, whatever our mama and daddy told. I'm going deep. I'm gonna cut.
Mhm.
We gonna cut. We gonna scar. We gonna bruise. If we gonna do it, we gonna be real. Whatever mama and daddy told you. Sometimes everything mama and daddy told you wasn't right.
Yep.
They were only giving you a perspective from what they knew, and you can't be mad at them, because they were suppressed from things that they knew.
Mhm.
They were kept from things that they didn't know about. They didn't know we could get on ships and fly planes, and back in those days, in the mindsets, they couldn't even see past none of that.
Mhm.
They didn't realize we could fly until R. Kelly said it. I'm joke. That was a joke. That was a joke. But I'm just saying that was a joke. But you know what I mean. You get what I'm saying though.
Mhm.
Like, this is a time where we gotta encourage our people that you can do it. Like,
Mhm.
and I'll give a story of my own. I told I drive trucks. I drive 18 wheelers, right? I had a fear of driving 18 wheelers when before all this. Like, and it's crazy because I did it in steps. First I started working for the city. I got a class B license because I said, man, I gotta do something to make more money than this. And that's where it started, because I was trying to get a come up. I was like, look, doing this warehouse forklift ain't cutting it.
You
Let me figure
hungry?
something else out. I'm hungry. Like,
Uh-huh.
my stomach, hold on, looking like Ethiopians out here, respectfully. So I'm like, hold on, bro, I'm hungry. I'm looking dyslexic. So I'm like trying to figure out how to get this paper. So boom, I started low though. I was like, you know what? I'll work my way up. But long story short, fast forward, it got to a place where that was comfortable. And I was like, man, there's gotta be more, bruh. And I jumped into, I was like, you know what? I finally made a decision. And somebody before I made the decision was like, why don't you drive trucks? I said, man, hell no. You see all that ass back there swinging? I ain't trying to kill nobody. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. That
Mhm.
big ass trailer, I was like, bro, I don't know, bro. They said, man, you will have a different perspective once you get inside that truck. And they just kept saying, get inside the truck. And I finally decided to go to school. And y'all, when I tell you, when I got in that truck, I looked inside. First of all, I was like, damn, this is like a home away from home type shit. I was like, what? You got all the, a refrigerator, TV, you got all this stuff in here like that. So that had got me, and I was like, dang. But then it came down to driving, and it was crazy because at my school they knew if they just put us in the whole shit, like the tractor with the trailer, it would be intimidating to some people because everybody was having the same mindset. That we was all at the hotel saying the same shit. Oh shit, we about to be driving that big ass truck, bro. What we gonna do with that trailer? I was like, man, I don't know. I'ma just pray. I said, bro, I don't know if you just gotta not wrap it around the telephone pole. How we gonna get around the telephone pole? We all having this conversation. But guess what? When we went to class that first day, we did paperwork. The second day, we went back to that truck. We got inside. They said, "Okay, we're gonna drive the truck." I'm not. It's not gonna be long. I know I sound a little long
Mm-mm.
winded, but
You
I'm gonna be short. They said we gonna drive the truck, so we drove just the truck. And y'all, it's just like driving a Dodge Ram. It's just like driving a damn uh Tahoe
Oh, that's
Suburban.
big though. That's the you got
I
the oh,
promise.
right.
No, on God, like, bruh, like, no, 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 for real. It's when I'm talking about just the tractor alone. You driving a regular car. That's all it is. It's like a big ass uh, Cadillac Escalade. Look at it like I'm for real. This is for some brothers that's scared to, and I mean it's some they scared to fuck with these trucks. But I'm telling you, the truck alone is just like driving a Chevrolet, a Ford, what's that big body Infinity. Think like that. That's all it is. You can see over the top of the tractor. You can see everything. Okay, fast forward. Then they connected us to the trailer, but you know what they did? They put us all in a straight line and they had us go down the road. Just a straight line for just to get a feel. And all I kept doing, he said, "Hey man, what you doing?" I said, "I'm looking at the trailer back there." And he's like, "Don't worry about the trailer. As long as you learn how to control the tractor, you gonna learn the rest." Long story short, fellas, ladies, that's the reason why you see fellas and the ladies driving trucks now because they overcame that fear. So at the end of the day, I just said all that to say I gave y'all my story because I was afraid. I was in fear of the very thing that I conquered. And that's why I say there's nothing in this world that y'all can't do. That's just one example. I'm sure if we talk to our brothers and sisters out here and hear their stories, hear where they started from and to the point that where they are now, trust me, it wasn't easy. Because nothing in this world that we accomplish or we succeed in is never easy. We have to take tests. We got to study. I had to study. Trust me, I had to learn about every aspect of this tractor, the trailer too. So anything in life, we just have to apply ourselves. That's all that's all is to it. And I said all that to say there's nothing that y'all can't do. Nothing. Nothing. And there's no dumb question in this world. And you guess what? When you see your brothers and sisters out there, ask them, question them. If you curious about something, talk to them. If
Mhm.
they doing something that you dream about or want to do, thought about doing, go holler at them. You'll be surprised what they tell you. Cause guess what? You talking to one of them right now. I'm telling you, y'all can do this shit. Y'all can drive these trucks, women and men. Cause trust me, they out here.
Yeah, we just gotta get out of our own way. You said, what about the man that works hard in the factory so his family can thrive?
Family get thrive. I think
Um,
you was typing fast.
so his family can thrive. I mean, you talking about as far as what I said about not wanting somebody that is stagnant career wise.
Career.
Is that what you're talking about?
All I mean, I'm just saying, don't be afraid to go for management. Don't be afraid to you wonder why you see them dudes riding around in them company trucks. Try to find out how you can be that. Like it's more to just where you are, because a lot of times some people just be happy to have a job at the end of the day. But if you're passionate about what you do, if you've been at this job for a long time, you know the ins and outs of everything, why not go for management? Why not? I mean, you putting in all your time and effort, you there day and night, you know, putting in your shift, I mean, why not? Or you might want to take up a new trade. Don't be afraid. I mean, that's all I'm saying. It might not be in that profession, and I might not even be in the same profession that you in. That's what happens to a lot of people. A lot of people work a certain job, and then next thing you know, they see something else that interests them. Don't be afraid to do your research. Don't just quit your job and go try to get it. Do your research. Learn about it. See if that's something that you really want to do. Because sometimes you might go to something and be like, you know what, bro, that ain't, nah, I ain't trying to do that. Nah,
I think that for myself, like from what I was speaking on was your occupation is not going to be a deterrent for me as far as being in a relationship with you. So that's why I was saying, like, if you work in the fast food industry, I'm not going to immediately omit you. Where there are women that are like, oh, you work at McDonald's, I'm not talking to you. No, I will talk to you, but my thing is McDonald's should not be your end all, is what I'm saying. Um Now I get everybody doesn't want to be in management, but I also don't want to be with a man that's okay with just like I said, just being a fast food worker. He just want to flip patties all day, like because we have kids. I have kids. If you don't have kids, so what example? It's like we need to show them that there's so much more, and you are the example and the lead. So you have to, I feel like show them that there's more to life, and you should want more. You shouldn't want to stay flipping patties at McDonald's all your life. So that's where I was coming there from as far as your mind frame. Like if you're okay with doing that for forever, that's not going to work for me because there are so many more opportunities out there. You be an entrepreneur or look to go into management or to go into corporate. Like
right.
you trying to go somewhere else. Like you should be trying to elevate, but it's no reason you should be a 35-year-old man and you're staying at McDonald's for 5 to 10 years and you just want to be on the front line. There is no
Oh, ain't no
excuse
way.
for it.
Right.
So that's where I'm coming from when I say that. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm like, no, that's not gonna work for me.
Mhm. That's a fact. And that, sadly, that's what happens. A lot of people, they get in those positions and they get stuck. They don't want to do more. They don't want to try to go to another level. And you can't fault them. It's a mindset. If you stuck in that mindset, like there's nothing that you can really do with that person, that individual, respectfully, because and I mean I know it's gonna rattle a lot of ruffle a lot of feathers right now, but I'm telling you, it's the truth. You either you're gonna tolerate that mediocre thinking, or you're gonna you're gonna have to say something, speak up about it, because at the end of the day, I'm just not a mediocre thinker. I'm not, and guess what? I don't even want all the fame and fortune. I don't. I just want
Mm-hmm.
stability. I just want that. That's what's important. It's all about stability. It's not so much about being rich, because it's the richest people in the world that's the most miserable,
Mm-hmm.
because they can have everything in the world but still be miserable. But a person with less is one of the most happiest people you'll ever meet in this lifetime. Because
Mm-hmm.
when you deal with somebody that has less, they're happy because they have stability. and that's what allowed that's what establishes their happiness and the foundation for their peace. As long as you got that, that's what matters. And it's just all about that. It's all about being stable. It's
Mm-hmm.
all about stability. So it's not so much of don't I know y'all hear us talking about wanting more and wanting to do. You don't get it. You don't get it. You're missing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you get into those management positions, you go from working for 5 and 6 and 10 years with the same company, and you finally become a manager. You can begin to build up your 401k, get your retirement plan together, and retire from that same company, and be financially stable, and go sit down and smoke one. That part, and sip on some wine somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And don't have to worry about all that. That's what it's about.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, that's the mindset. You gotta have that mindset.
That's what I'm saying. That mentality, a person's mindset is important. It will make and break a lot of stuff. Um, it definitely will. Let me see what you're talking about. And that's why I'm like, if you're not in the right space, then like I said, like you don't serve me a purpose. There is nothing that you can do for me. I'm not able to learn from you. I can't grow. Like I don't want someone that's okay with being stagnant, and you shouldn't want to be stagnant. And I feel like as people, we should want more out of life, but some people are okay with the bare minimum, and I'm not okay with the bare minimum. I'm going to
Right,
push you. I'm going to stretch you. And if that means that we don't work out because you don't like it, then so be it. Because I'm
right.
trying to elevate, and I can't grow and you want to stay here. Like on Clubhouse the other day, they were talking about how Tia said she graduated from her husband, and they were like, "How can you graduate from a man?" And I'm like, I understand how you can graduate from a person
Yeah.
mentally. Mentally, I
Hmm.
can
You
graduate from you.
outgrew them. You
Exactly.
outgrew, and that's dangerous. That is very, ladies and gentlemen. I'm glad y'all just heard that. And that is a perfect example of why some relationships fall apart, and you don't even know why, because that man or that woman outgrew each other. It's either one or the other. The man outgrew the woman, or the woman outgrew the man. And it's not just in a physical form; it's in a mental form. Because if that man is trying to elevate, or that woman is trying to elevate, if she's elevating in her thinking and her mindset, then baby, watch
Hmm.
out. Because if she outgrow you, you might bring your ass home from that little 5, 6, 10 year job you've been rocking with, and out of the blue, she talking about, baby, we can't do this no more. Look, let me go on and sir, here, let me, sir, your papers and stuff. I'm sorry, but you got to go. You got to go. And you
Exactly.
gotta understand, it's respectfully. Look, you gotta love a person enough to let them go.
Yep.
You have to, because if you don't, that could be detrimental to your lifespan. It could be detrimental to your well-being. It can be detrimental to your growth. And if you do not, you don't have, if you don't care enough about yourself, you will suffer from settling. And
Hmm.
that is the problem. A lot of people still dropping PD off at work, or and picking them up from the same spot. And y'all have been doing this for like 5 years, and this joker still ain't got no car. He
Yep.
come home on the weekend and smoke every piece of his check up, drink it up, club it up, whatever. And I'm telling you, there's no growth. You don't understand. I don't care. Look, I don't care for pussy good. I don't care for respectfully. Look, I'm I'm strict. You know what I mean. I'm talking you. I
I
don't care
get
for pussy good, but baby, if it ain't, if it ain't, if we ain't clicking together and you still stuck like that, yo, I gotta cut that off, because we're not growing.
yep.
We're not. There's no growth. We can't get into a if we're not doing that, then it's a cycle. It's a damn cycle. You get stuck, and we're doing the same thing over and over and over. And guess what? While they doing the same shit over and over again, that other person then outgrew that shit. So you gotta be careful with that because a woman can outgrow that bullshit. A man can outgrow it too. So you have to understand, like, bro, she said something powerful right there. Outgrowing somebody. You can do that. You definitely can do
Yeah, Grand Prix, you saying that you think if you get
that.
married you can't outgrow someone, but I feel like you
Wait a
can.
minute. Whoa, what? If you get what?
He said if you get married you can't outgrow someone, and I feel like you can. It's
You
like if that
can. Yeah,
person is
you can.
okay with being, if they're okay with the bare minimum, they're not trying to elevate, they just like, this is what it is, this is my life, and I'm just gonna accept it. Like, no, like I'm trying
Yeah.
to, like I said, I'm trying to grow. So yes, at that point, we may have at one point in time been on the same page. But if I'm constantly trying to become a better person, I'm constantly trying to grow and learn, and you just like, I'm not in that space anymore, then yes, you can outgrow that person, even though you are married. And for me, that would be a cause for a divorce, because then you no longer serve me a purpose, because you're
Facts.
not trying to, I can put into you, but you're not able to put into me. I'm coming here and you okay with being here. We need to be going up together. Or you
Together.
should be at
Yeah.
least trying to come with me. But if you okay with being here and I'm like, I'm trying to keep going,
And you
then baby, I
stunting
can't
my
be with
growth.
you.
And you stunting my growth,
Yep.
basically. That's what happens. You are the weakest link. So you got to understand, if you're stunting my growth and I'm constantly trying to elevate, then yeah, something got to be done. Whatever that lie that was told, talking about if you get married, you just stuck forever, that's a damn lie. Because hell no. If we not growing together and you and I'm or if she's if she's elevating and I'm not growing, eventually she gonna be. Don't worry about it. Go on and keep thinking y'all gonna be forget together forever when you get them papers in the mail. Don't worry about it. Keep on thinking that. Because if you keep thinking that shit, she gonna outgrow your ass, and by the time you finally, you know what? I thought about it. You too late because she already done cut your ass off. Because you gotta understand when somebody trying when somebody trying to elevate, you have to understand, bruh, like you either gonna grow with me
Or get left
or
behind.
I'm gonna grow without you,
Yeah. And you're
or
not gonna
it
make
vice
me feel
versa.
bad. You are
Right,
not gonna make me feel bad because
right.
you don't want to elevate yourself, which is not only beneficial to myself, it's beneficial to you, and it's beneficial to
Facts.
our relationship.
Facts, facts. And you can't get mad at somebody for trying to elevate. You are dead ass wrong. It what happened? You can did it. What you can? I did it with my ex husband. I left because he was steady. Yeah, steady pulling me down. Uh huh. No, you he wasn't pulling you down. You was elevating, and his ass couldn't keep up. That's what that was. It's never somebody trying to pull you down. Yeah, they gonna try to pull you. He was dragging you. He was holding on to your coattail, and he couldn't keep up. That's what happens when you're climbing. When you climbing, either they gonna keep up with you or they gonna fall off. In elevation, that's how it is. It's elevation in your mind, in your mindset. You're not thinking, you're not thinking low, you're not vibrating low, your frequency is high, and that other person's vibration is low. If his vibration is low, then it's negative. Anything negative cannot keep up with anything positive. That's why they can't go together. That's why they never stick together, because the whole time you elevating and going to the next level, they still being petty, having pity parties. They still being negative. They still vibrating low. Everything is they trying to, like you said, pulling you down. Yeah, they talking about you because you up there. They talking shit because you up there, and they can't get there
Mhm.
because of their thinking. You done outgrew them mentally. So
Yeah.
yeah, all that bullshit talking about, oh, you get married with somebody, you stuck for life. You only stuck for life if that person is growing with you. You'll know for sure if it's that. If you with your soulmate and y'all are really elevating together. That's why you see these power couples, and you can look at them and say, I know that they together. They solid. They people they everybody don't last. It's true, but it's all about the mindset. Something with when you see people separate, something was off. It was something that caused them to go here, to go to not want to be there with that person. But all that, I just want to let the record reflect. It's not true. If you get married to somebody that you stuck with them, ain't no way in hell I'm gonna be stuck with somebody that's stagnant and that's not moving and not growing and not elevating with me. Because if you're not elevating with me, I gotta cut you off. I don't give a damn if it's mama, daddy, cousins, auntie,
Same
brothers,
thing.
sisters. Y'all motherfuckers got to move,
Got
because if it's that, then it's that on that. Thank God it ain't. You feel me? But it is though, and that's the mindset we got to get out of. Because it's because it's my cousin Pete Pete, it's my auntie, it's my sister, my mama. I don't give a damn. They did their job, they brought us here. But I love you enough that I'm gonna feed you with a wooden spoon, and I'm gonna keep elevating though. I love you the same. I'm gonna love you the same, but I'm gonna do my thing though. But when it come to marriage and relationships, shit, if they're not elevating, cut them off. And I said it, and I mean it. Women and men,
hmm
that's a damn lie. And I know we all brought up to saying, oh, we supposed to stay together. No, no. You only supposed to stay together if y'all growing together.
Yep.
So I'm telling you, it is definitely that. She said cut off season. It's facts. It's facts.
Yep.
Stop the lie. For real. Stop the lie. It's a lot of women and men that are stuck together right now because they believe that they supposed to stick it out. They supposed no. If your nigga is still stuck on the couch playing that goddamn game and still ain't got a job after 4 5 years, then what is it gonna be? If she still want to be the one, and it's kind of levels to this. If she choose to not want to build with you, help you build your business or whatever, or she decides she want to stay stuck at Burger King and not trying to elevate, then you made your choice. But baby, I'm trying to elevate. I'm trying to go other places. I'm trying to travel. I'm trying to do this. But Burger King 9 to 5, baby, ain't gonna work unless you just become a manager and get the company car and come on. Like you gotta understand, there's levels to that shit. So
hmm
all that saying we gotta stay together because we married, that's bullshit. I'm sorry to inform y'all, but that shit ain't true in 2023. Hell no.
I agree. Cause I don't believe in divorce. But I will divorce you. I'm not gonna stay for everything. Like I'm just not like on Clubhouse the other day. The girl was saying like, oh well, if he cheats, she was like, I stay with my man regardless. And she was like, they was like, so if he cheat, you'll stay. And she was like, yeah, we gonna go to counseling. That's
Oh
the
hell,
right there because you are allowing somebody to give you the bare minimum and you letting him know, hey, you don't have to do too much. Whatever you put me through, I'm gonna stay in this situation. I'm not dealing with it mentally. If you're not trying to grow, I'm not dealing with it. If you're gonna cheat on me, it's no excuse for you cheating. I'm not dealing with it. Like some stuff is just non-negotiable, and I'm not bending on those two things. Your mentality is everything. So mentally, if you are not in the best place for me, and once again, if you're not trying to grow and evolve, then you gotta go. And I've done it with my people, the people that brought me into this world. I have cut them off because they are negative. They don't believe in boundaries. They want to bring drama. I don't want to be around that. So I will cut them off. And if I didn't cut them off, nobody is exempt. All y'all can get cut off real quick, just like that. And I won't feel bad about it because I'm at a place of peace. And if
facts.
you're not trying to be at a place of peace too, and like I said, you're not trying to grow mentally, then you serve me no purpose. There's nothing that you can do for me. And I stand on that. And nobody is going to make me feel bad for feeling the way I feel. It is what it is.
It definitely is. And you know what? I saw the comment. You talking about the Bible. I'm going to read it so everybody can hear. Well, according to the Bible, there's only one acceptable reason for divorce. Okay, I'm not going to get into religion. I'm not religious anyway. I'm spiritual at the end of the day, but I'm going to tell you like this. In that man-made Bible, I get it. I understand the words that were written. Okay? But at the end of the day, we are in 2023. Whenever that Bible was written by a man, that's fine. I hear you. But we are living in now. We're living in now. We're living in these times, not back in the biblical times. And that's if that's your mind, if that's what you choose to believe, then that's what you choose to believe, and that's fine. And I respect that. But at the end of the day, we're living in 2023 because the relationships that we deal with now and the things that we go through, did you know a lot of the things that we go through, we don't even have to go through. We don't. We put ourselves through those things. We from settling. We settle with the women that ain't no good. We settle with the men that ain't no good because we think we love them and we trying to fight for our relationship. Look, fuck all that. I'm not fighting for no one that's not gonna fight with me. If you're not trying to grow with me, then you can't go with me. And that's just that on that.
Hello.
Because I'm telling you, that's a lot of the problem right now that we deal with in these times. That everybody is stuck in a mindset. It's the way they think. It's the way you think that you should be. It's the way you think that you should live. If you think in that way, then you always gonna keep the same, you know, same beliefs and what mom and them taught you, what daddy and them taught you. If that's the only thing you know, that's the only thing you gonna try to stand on.
But hold on. So you saying don't make the vows if you can't keep them. But so why do I have to stay with somebody that is not elevated, who mentally is not in a good place? Why do I have to stay with somebody that's not taking the vow seriously themselves? For better
Whoa,
or worse, people try to. I don't like when people like, oh, well, the Bible says this and the Bible says that. Baby, if you're going to go by that, then you need to go by it all the way. And let's be honest, nobody is going
facts,
the way. So you can't pick and choose what you want out of the Bible and say, but the Bible says this and the Bible says that. The Bible also
facts.
says how you should behave, but are we really acting like that? No, we're not. And I just
Share the
because we
live,
took
y'all.
vows, that does not mean that I am going to deal with mediocrity in a relationship. You want to be the man, you want to be the leader, the head of the household, then show me that you're going to do that.
Facts, facts. Why would you marry someone like that in the first place?
Mentally in the beginning they probably were trying to grow and elevate, but there are times where people get complacent and it's like, I'm good, I don't want anything more, I'm fine with what life is. And it's like, no, you're like, the other person is like, no, I'm not okay with this, I want more. So in those instances, that's what I'm speaking on, where I want more and you don't want more out of life. You're okay with being where we are, and I'm like, no, this is not okay, I'm trying to keep growing. Yeah, in that case I'm gonna leave you, because what's the point? You okay with
Facts.
being the couch potato? You don't,
Mm.
you like, you gonna be a gamer for the rest of your life, or you keep on talking about your rap career that hasn't taken off and you've been doing it for years?
Uh oh.
Make it make sense.
Uh oh. Stepping on some toes. Gonna stomp hard then. Gonna stomp. Tell them to hey, hey, we stomping through the hey. This 2023, we stomping through. Tuck them toes back if you don't like it, because I'm telling you, enough is enough with seeing our and we speaking about our community. We talking about our people. We talking about our people, because I'm telling you, that's the demographic that's suffering right now. They're suffering from not knowing. And I know that, oh yeah, we was taught one way, we was taught this and that. I'm telling you, sometimes we gotta unlearn that shit to learn what is real. Because I'm telling you, there's a lot of smoke screens and there's a lot of motherfucking distractions that we miss certain things because now our men and women, our brothers and sisters now they getting into that to the right mindset of thinking and understanding. You don't have to settle for nothing. Marriage is the same. The people are different. Marriage will always be the same according to that man written book. I get it. But guess what? There's no blueprint. There's no Find me a real blueprint to marriage. That's why there's so many books. There's so many people writing, so many how to's and with relationships and marriages because there was never a blueprint to marriage to relationships. There never will be because it never existed. A lot of people walk around blind and they're searching for information and understanding, but really it's right in front of you. It's a mindset. A lot of the things you go through, you're battling those things in your mind. And it's all determining how strong you are mentally. Because when it comes to your mental, when you can learn, grow, and understand and elevate from the things that you thought you knew, unlearn to learn, that's when you can see change come about. That's when you can see growth. That's when you can see things change. Even in staying in your marriage, that's another way for things to change and grow. You can break that things that are stagnant in your relationship. I'm not just saying end all be all. That's not what I'm saying. You gotta chew the meat and spit out the bones. Understand the things that I'm saying. If you want to fight for your marriage, by all means, fight for your marriage. But understand the difference between right and wrong. Understand the difference between settling. Understand the difference between settling and wanting to elevate. Because if you don't, you're gonna settle. You're gonna continue to choose the wrong man. You're gonna continue to choose the wrong woman. You're gonna continue to look on the surface because these are all the things that we've been talking about, and it's all about that. If you grasp onto the concept of what we're speaking about, that's what it's about. It's not about tearing down marriages. I understand your biblical principles and what you stand on, but what we're talking about, yes, evolving for growth and prosperity. That sums it all up right there. It all goes together, and it is growth, elevation when you're talking about moving up in this lifetime, because we only get one life to live. You got to live it to its fullest potential, its fullest ability. You can't let things like this hold you back. You can't let Bubba and Keisha keep you from elevating. If you're growing past them, it is what it is, baby. Much love. I'm gonna kiss you on the forehead and send you on now. Going on, cause all you doing is blocking my blessing. You standing in the way for the right, from the right. Me finding my right. Right now, I'm standing in front of wrong, and I gotta move around. I gotta move around. I need you to. You gonna have to bag back. You gonna have to fall back, go on somewhere. Because if you continue to settle, you're gonna stay stuck in that shit, and it stinks. It hurts. I hear what I'm saying. It hurts. It stinks. It doesn't feel good. It's uncomfortable. In order for you to when you're elevating, it's uncomfortable. It hurts. But guess what? It don't stink. It ain't got none of that funk to it. It's all about elevation and growth. And
Mhm.
just kind of understand what I'm saying. You have to be willing to make those changes so that you can see the elevation. If you once you realize that you're elevating and you're moving past that mindset, how you used to think, to thinking about the things that you thought you were supposed to have, and when you have a different way of thinking about things, you're gonna see things differently. You're gonna see that person differently. You're gonna see that thing and be like, yo, that ain't working for me no more. That regular same old cycle that we in, it's not working for me no more. and you
Hmm.
can't, and they can't be mad at you about it. So that's what we talking about, y'all. That's
But they
all.
will be. Yeah, and then you said it's a bunch of eyes. But this is my thing. If I am with you and not trying to grow and I am hindering you from being your best self and continuing to grow, then by all means cut me off. I can't fault
Facts.
you for that. So it
Yes.
goes both ways. It's not one sided. I feel like a lot of times when we talk, we'll say something and people take it personally. And it's like, no,
Right. Right.
it goes on both sides. If I'm not doing right, then by all means, leave me. I deserve that because I'm not
Yeah.
doing what I'm supposed to be
By
doing. I
all
should be
means.
pushing you to your best potential, just like you should be pushing me to my best potential. But if you
Right.
are like, oh, me doing this is as good as it's gonna get, then no, baby, that's not gonna work because I know that you can become better than what you are right now at this moment. But if
Facts.
you don't believe it as much as I believe it, then I have to cut you loose. And that doesn't I don't care who you are.
Facts. And you and to add to that, you have to hold each other accountable. Accountability is so important. You have to hold your person accountable. If you don't, then what are you doing? That's a mandate that should be upon both of y'all. Because at the end of the day, if you're not holding each other accountable, then that's what causes that friction. That's what causes the elevation in you, but you're elevating, but you left them behind. That's because you didn't hold them accountable. That accountability, it matters. Now I'm talking about the relationship
Mhm.
core of about the relationship part of this. Now I'm talking about the marriage. That's You have to hold your person accountable. If you don't, it's important. It's detrimental because if you don't, that's what causes divorce. That's what causes that person to step out on you. That the man or woman to step out on you because of that. You're not holding them accountable to those vows that you were reflecting on. I'm not trying to get into the biblical, but I'm just letting the record reflect those same vows that you speak about. That's why, because there's no accountability. If there's no accountability in your relationship or your marriage, that those are the kind of things that happen. So you have to hold each other accountable. So, but yeah, you definitely have to do that in relationships as well as being I don't care if it's a boyfriend or girlfriend. If you see yourself going somewhere with them, if you see yourself growing with them, you know, like you see them as being your person, like you plan on, let's say it, you plan on marrying them, or you see that, and that's how people get with people because they see potential in what they could be, or you see in potential to where y'all can go together. You can say, okay, they got the right mindset. They got okay. It ain't about what you have because you can have nothing and we can grow together and have it all. And that's what people don't understand. It's not all about finding a baller. It ain't all about finding, oh, she got a good job and a good car and all that stuff. It's not about that. It's not, no. I don't care if you walking. If we both walking, eventually, guess what? We gonna be rolling in a minute because
Mhm.
that's my mindset. Just wait on it, baby. I'm gonna elevate. I'm gonna get. We gonna come up together though. We gonna get it out the mud. That's getting it out the mud together.
Mhm.
Because you was with me when I had nothing. That's why you hear those strong foundational relationships in those marriages of people when they speak. You was with me when I had nothing. You was with
Mhm.
me when I couldn't. But we wrote it out. We got it out the mud. We did it together, and that's the foundation of accountability and commitment and being submissive to your man or your woman for real.
Mhm.
So yeah, man, telling you, it's key.
Yep.
Ladder of
It's
let
just
I love that ladder of legacy. I love it. I love that. Yeah.
Yep, it just goes back on once again where it's just on that person's mentality. It goes back into it. I feel like, like I said, people feel like when you say I do, then that means that you and then they take the better or worse, that mean that you just, I'm supposed to just let you just be out here dogging me out and sleeping
Oh
around and not
no.
trying to grow and not trying to be a better person. And it's like, no, that's not what that what that means. This is not the times from back in the day. People ask, well, why do you think our grandparents were together for so long? Because they were okay with their husband sleeping around as long as he paid the bills. We're in a different time now. I'm not dealing
Oh
with that.
yeah.
I pay the bills myself.
Right, right,
Like,
right, right.
so it just, once again, it just goes back on, the mentality of the person that you with. Like, we both should be striving to be better individuals every day. We should be pushing each other. It's a back and forth thing. It's not just one sided. We both are doing it for each other.
Damn. Get tired of pushing a flat tire up a hill mentality.
That's
Facts.
good. Yep.
You get tired. I'm telling you. And guess what? It mentally drains you. And guess what? It leaves you not having somebody, your accountability partner, being able to pour back into you. You end up drained, and you need somebody to restore you. Imagine that. If you pouring out so much, all of your passion, all of your dedication, all of your commitment, all of your determination, and you trying to pour it into, it's like trying to pour it into something that's closed up. It ain't gonna never go in, it's never gonna make it in. So you done drained yourself, and you just depleted, and you have nobody to pour into you. That's your accountability partner. They're not pouring into you. So guess what? You up in the room doing your studies, works, research, trying to grow, elevate. He playing video games all night. There's no hello, hello. That's what I'm trying to tell you. If your accountability partner, the person that's supposed to be pouring into you, is not pouring into you, what is happening? You steadily growing, and he down there just shriveled up and stagnant, stuck. You gotta understand. You have to come out of that mentality of, but I love him, but I love her. Nah,
We've
bruh.
been together all these years. It's like, so you gonna let somebody continue to disrespect you and treat you any kind of way? Because my thing is, love is, you're gonna end up hurting the person unintentionally. It shouldn't be intentional at all. I appreciate the
Right.
work, but my thing is, you should be helping me, and I'm supposed to
Facts.
be helping you. It just, once again,
Facts.
it's not one sided, but people get in these relationships. People are so selfish nowadays. They feel like it is
True.
all about them in a relationship, and it's not all about you. It's about that person as well. Women, I know a lot of women that are selfish, and they feel like that it's all about them. Once again, the man don't, it ain't about the man. But the same thing that we as women want and need, men want and need the same thing. It's the same. It goes both ways. Y'all want the peace. Y'all want to be understood. You want to be heard. You want to be respected. You want to be valued. You want to be needed. It is not one sided. But a lot of people, it just, once it goes back to the mentality. It is all about your mental. If that person is immature, they're not in a good space mentally, then they can't do nothing for you. And that's where those conversation pieces are had early on. But some people, we let's just be honest, a lot of people overlook red flags because you may be hitting a specific area. We got to stop collecting these red flags like we a circus at a, like we a clown at a circus. We're
Ah,
not doing that.
that part. Woo! You said a whole mouthful right there. I'm telling you. Unity in what? Unity in learning. Are you saying learning to listen within understanding each other in respect? In respect.
What you mean, Chris? Why
Boundaries.
some women think they can pour so much in his cup that that he eventually pour? I'm confused. I feel like it goes hand in hand. It's not something one sided. I pour into your cup, you pour into mine. You pour into mine, I pour into yours. There's times where, as a man, you're gonna be up. And that's good. And there's times where you're gonna be down, and when you down, that's when it's time for me to, okay, I gotta take the lead, and I gotta let you know that I have us while you're not in a good space. And then once you get back into that good space, then boom, baby, you got it. It goes it goes both ways. It should never be one sided. It should be equal. We should both be putting in the same amount of work and effort. We both should be able to understand and comprehend. Communication goes a long way.
I think they keep pouring into Bum's cups. He'll start pouring back. Gotta leave that man and just accept your trip and leaves you dry. Balance each other, so to stuff. Facts. I agree with what you're saying. But see, what you gotta understand is not so much what 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 we're really speaking about is accountability, because when it comes to accountability, it's not saying it's so much of it being equally, but it's showing that your partner or your person, that they're trying, that they trying, like they getting outside of, don't get me wrong, ain't nothing wrong with in your pastime playing your video, ain't no wrong with that, or watching the game, but that's not what we getting at. What we getting at is when they get stuck with it. If that's all they do, if that's every day, it's a cycle. And the whole time you've been trying to talk to your person to say, look, put that game down, man. Let's try to elevate. Let's try to grow. Let's try to do this. Let's try to learn something. Let's try to, and they don't want to. They comfortable. They stuck in their own way. So if they choose to do that, you're begging for them to come grow with you. That's a way of a woman or a man asking their woman. Because I'm not just talking about the men. I can speak from a man's perspective, give you the man's perspective, but I'm also referring to the woman as well. Because when it's both, it's vice versa. Like, and it's not so much. I mean, I could bring up examples, but I'm sure you do a better job than me when it comes to the woman. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to accountability, it's all about both parties wanting to pour into each other. If you're not pouring into each other, eventually the other person's gonna outgrow you, because either one or two things are gonna happen. They're gonna spend time growing themselves internally, mentally, or it's gonna be somebody else that come along and grow them, or they're gonna get it from somewhere. The truth is, they'll get it from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, hold on, real quick, y'all.
Hmm.
Maybe
I I agree, and I understand like what you're saying. Sorry, y'all. I'm just looking at y'all messages. It is a lot of guys that's not living up to their potential. Like, I used to date for potential, but I no longer, I don't do that. I'm not dating for potential. That's done. I'm just not. And one thing I can't remember. Somebody asked me, like, they said that my standards were kind of crazy because I stated, if you don't have the essentials, then you shouldn't be dating. And for me, the essentials, I'm just saying, like, if you don't have a vehicle, if you don't have your own place to stay, if you don't have a job, then I feel like you shouldn't be dating. Those are the basic essentials. If I said I'm dating for a purpose and to be married, and I'm looking at you, I'm looking at this longevity wise, I need a husband, so you should leave me. If you are already starting off and you don't have those three basic things, you cannot do anything for me. And that goes both ways. It goes for the woman as well. However, I know that men don't have an issue with getting with the woman that doesn't have a job, that doesn't have a car. Well, guess what? That's not my fault. That's yours, because you are settling for less. Up your standards. Why
mm,
would you want to be with a woman that that's not employed? You know what I'm saying? Why would you want to be with a woman that is not trying to elevate and grow? you can't fault me because I'm like, I'm not dealing with that. That's not me looking down on you. I'm just saying you cannot properly lead me. I can't follow you. If I'm saying that I am looking for a husband and I want to follow behind you, what I'm gonna follow behind? Being a bum? Make it make sense. I have kids. This is an example
Mm.
that my children, my boys, are going to be looking up to you. So they're going to be looking like, okay, this is what it's supposed to be. This is what I have to know. Like, I want them to know that they know you need to come and you need to be put your best foot forward. If you don't have that stuff, those three things, then you honestly should not be dating. That's how I feel, and I'm gonna stand strong on it. And I don't care who don't like it. I'm doing good. How are you, Joseph?
What you said. She said what she said.
Yeah, I just can't
Have
I can't do it. Like I cannot. Like you gotta have something going for yourself. You have to. My thing is the qualities that I look for I possess. So I need you to possess those same qualities. And if I have all of the like really why I don't understand why people are dating and they don't have their life together. You don't have a job. You don't have, transportation. Oh, well, it's okay because I can Uber where I gotta go. Okay, that's a waste of money. So then I'm looking
oh
at you like
no.
financially. Well, I've heard this before, and I'm looking at you like financially, so you like to waste money. I'm a saver, so I'm always trying to save. Because I feel like that money could be used for other stuff. So then it goes back to your mentality. Like, why don't you want to have your own transportation? Why are you not trying to do your own thing? Like, I don't get it. I really don't. And I'm not gonna settle. If you don't have that stuff, then goodbye. It is what it is. I'm not trying to hurt your feelings, but I don't want you. I don't. Cause then my thing is you can't court me. And a lot of people
Facts.
nowadays, they don't know anything about courting. It's just like, okay, well, come to my house. I'm gonna come to
Facts.
your house. We're gonna have sex, and that's just what it is. Baby, it takes a whole lot more than that. Court me. I wanna go on dates. No, the man does not have to pay for every date that you go on, ladies. It's nothing wrong with you taking a man out on a date and paying for it. Nothing at all. But my thing is we should be putting into each other. I'm coming with all of this stuff and you coming with nothing but some dick. I'm good. I can get my own nut. I don't need you for that. Women should have had this down from day one. You breaking up. I mean, I get it can depend on where you at, but I'm just saying, you still breaking up.
Okay.
Y'all.
It's cool. This was a good little thoroughly enjoyed this
Yeah, you said y'all wait too late to have standards. How is somebody waiting too late to have standards? I don't wait too late to have standards. My standards is what it is from the jump. And if he not coming through the gate with the stuff that the minimum like what I said, then I'm cutting it off. And then after that, okay, you got that. Now let's have a conversation. Let me see where your mind is at, because a person can only fake having a good mentality for only so long. And that's why I say for myself, relationships and stuff don't last past 3 months, because within that 3 months, I'm able to see you in every different emotional stage. And I can see, are you able to handle stress? How are you when you mad? How are you when you sad? All of that stuff is important because it lets me know if I can really be with you for longevity wise, or if I can't. I'm not lowering my standards for nobody.
just messing up because I'm down here at the port.
Huh? Oh, okay. Oh yeah, it's breaking up real bad for you.
It was
But yeah, that's just That's just my thoughts on it, y'all. I mean, you don't have to agree with me. That's fine. I'm okay with people not agreeing with me, but for me, you gotta have that. Like, you do. You teaching her to be a stepper. Yeah, and then like men gotta teach women too, like what I mean, they teach their daughters. Like, don't accept the bare minimum from these men. Don't. Do not. If he not coming at you correctly, if he not coming at you as like a grown man, then don't waste your time on him. Do not waste your time. But I mean, as far as the current transportation thing, you saying that in New York is different. I understand in New York